Wedding season is upon us, but if you're watching anyone say I do in 22, well, get ready for some surprises.
Because some of the traditions we once took for granted at these gatherings are changing and being replaced with a whole new set of rules and expectations.
Yes, the new generation of weddings is our featured story at the top of the list.
Most people think of a few things when it comes to weddings. You get invited, bring a guest, watch a ceremony, eat a sit-down dinner, do some dancing, and say goodnight to the newly married couple. But not everyone wants to stick to the old traditions.
Our rules were the dress code, which is just cocktail attire. We are not having kids besides our own and our niece at our wedding. No favors, and no plus ones if we don't know the plus one.
Wedding vendor and content creator Caitlin Roscoe, soon to be Caitlin Wyatt, and her fiance knew they were gonna have some untraditional wedding rules. So they made a funny little video on TikTok.
So we made it for just my friends, and we're just like doing this silly little dance. Half of us are offbeat.
The video now has over 20 million views and has raised a huge discussion about how weddings should be. So we talked to Caitlin about what you could see when you go to watch a couple say I do. First up, the ceremony.
I think the main thing for us is that we wanted to talk to everyone there.
And that's why more brides are making rules like no plus ones. But when it comes to dress code, some invites are just asking for no jeans, and others are requiring you to fit into a specific color palette, like neutrals or earth tones only.
I think it's up to each couple. I'm happy to do, as a guest, I'm happy to do whatever they want. I'm still patiently waiting for the costume wedding invite.
Next, let's look at the reception.
I think when it comes to weddings, low budget used to be an insult, and it's just not anymore.
Instead of sit-down dinners, brides like Caitlin are opting for food trucks, and others are even asking their guests to pay for their dinner.
The main goal for most couples is to have their loved ones witness their holy matrimony. So if that's what it takes for them to have their loved ones around them, I would be happy to do that for my loved one.
And when it comes to wedding favors, there are lots of opinions. Some were positive, others not so much.
Like, if you're not giving favors, you must not care about your guests.
So finally, how do you manage the expectations? Caitlin says that couples should try to talk to their guests face to face, but if not...
Second is going to be your invitations and your website. I really highly recommend you putting them on both, just to eliminate all the questions you get.
As a guest, you'll want to get used to looking at a couple's wedding website on services like Zola and checking out their FAQ page.
If you're not going to come, just RSVP no.
The new reality of weddings is at the top of the list.